I'm Lanai with Raymond No from No Foods, and it's time for another No Foods recipe. And this time, we're going to learn how to make kimchi the simple way.
Yes, it is.
By the way, I'm wearing gloves right now because I was mixing cement earlier.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us how it's worked.
Thank you very much. So, as Lanai said, we're going to show you how to make kimchi. You can make this at home. Kimchi is becoming more and more popular. It's also available in the stores, but it's kind of pricey. So now you can make a whole bunch of it at home using a package of No Foods. You start with a pound of one Bok cabbage, right? Otherwise known as Napa cabbage.
Go to your farmer's market and get it. That's how fresh you can make it.
Absolutely. Well, this is fresh as fresh can be, as you can see. Now, this is probably weighs about a pound, maybe a little over a pound. So I'm going to show you how to cut it, right? Take your one Bok cabbage, right?
Cut it right down the middle. Now, this is one of your first products that No Foods put out, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where the company started. You know, my mom and dad many years ago had the very first Korean restaurant in Hawaii by the name of Arirang. Very famous restaurant, Arirang. Later became famous for other things, but in the beginning, it was a Korean restaurant. And so the girls in the kitchen would have to make kimchi every single day. Hey, pretty time consuming. So my dad formulated a concoction of kimchi powder that works, and it works to this day. So
and this is no preservatives or anything. It's all natural.
All
right?
natural. All natural.
That's what I like about the whole kimchi. And then you can use, of course, some organic cabbage to go with it.
So you take this Napa cabbage, you split it in half like we did there. There's a core here, as you can see. You want to cut that core out, okay? So just go ahead and make a V.
Baga chewy, yes, right?
Yeah.
It might take you a little while to chew.
You know. You can cut it upside down, you can cut it this way. Just get rid of this core right here, okay? Then we're going to flip it back over, right? And then just measure it up here, okay? Cut it so you get a flat edge here. And then whatever size kimchi, it's about like 1.25 inches maybe, you know, it's kind of normal. If you want it a wider piece, bigger piece, go ahead, cut it any way to your pleasure, to your liking.
I always like to cut vegetables the size comfortable to eat it.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't know, a lot of people like to do big, whatever, but...
Okay, now you're going to cut this cabbage as we just showed you. Now it's important to have also at the ready a gallon of water. Okay, so there's a gallon of water and a cup of rock salt or salt, Hawaiian salt, whatever you got, just a cup of it, okay? And you're going to create a bath. You're going to create a salt bath, okay? So... let me get something out of this drawer here we can stir with.
You're gonna want to dissolve the, if you're gonna use Hawaiian salt, you're gonna want to dissolve it a little bit. So when you put the cabbage in there, you're gonna soak it down.
Okay, so
give it a little salt bath.
I'm sure you get the picture. The salt's gonna take a few seconds to dissolve, but eventually it's all gonna be salt water, right? Then you take your cut cabbage, okay, and just go ahead and dump that right in there. Now, a package of kimchi. Our package says you can make 5 pounds of cabbage, and that's a lot of cabbage. So what we really found is maybe cut it down to about 3 pounds of cabbage, which is probably about 3 of these Napa cabbage, a whole Napa cabbage. About 3 of those. Cut it like I showed you. It's just right, okay? Now you're going to let this soak overnight, okay? You're going to cut all your cabbage that we talked about, set it in here with that salt bath, okay? Take like a heavy plate and just submerge it on it so that put it on top overnight so that it pushes it down and gets the cabbage nice and salty.
Now let me ask you, if you want to, you said soak it overnight, but if you want a little crisp to it, you can do it, for a couple hours. Is that okay? Or
well, yeah, but you want to make sure that the salt gets into the cabbage.
Yeah, so maybe you can just check it after 3 or 4 hours.
Overnight. Just follow directions on So
I like my crunchy. Crunchy.
Always trying to redo it here. But anyway, so you get
That's the beauty of your product, though. There's so many different ways you can do it.
Yeah, we have a basic recipe formula that we show you, and then you can be creative as you want. In fact, we invite you to write to us. We have a Twitter page now, a Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you, or just write to us the old-fashioned way. Send us an email. If you've got some recipe ideas of your own, we want to hear about them. Anyway, so you soak this cabbage overnight, okay? You set it, you don't have to put it in the refrigerator. You can actually leave it outside. It's up to you. Now, let me put this over here. Hope I'm not blocking the camera. And what we've done is that we have prepared the cabbage from the night before. So once the cabbage is soaked overnight, the next day, drain it, put it in a colander, let all that water drain out, okay? Then what you might want to do is just take, one of the pieces of cabbage, taste it, pretty salty, okay? And then what you do is you actually rinse it again just to get all that salt out. So you rinse it again, okay? Once it's all rinsed and it's dried, okay, You put it back in a bowl like this. Lanai's got his gloves on. Okay. I'm gonna open up this package of kimchi for him.
So if you have high blood pressure, what, half a cup?
Well, I guess for the salt thing, or just that's a good idea. Yeah, you could cut back on the salt, absolutely.
Yeah, so all of you who live in Hawaii, half a cup, all right?
Okay, so now, listen, when you open this package of kimchi powder, there's a lot of chili pepper here, so watch out you don't inhale because you'll be sneezing. You don't want to sneeze on your cabbage and all that stuff. But really, this is very potent kimchi Korean chili pepper powder. So we sprinkle it on there like that. Now this package, of course, is good for 5 pounds of cabbage, as we suggest, maybe cut back a little bit. But this is nowhere near 5 pounds. This is maybe a little over a pound. So I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna put the whole package in there. Okay, there's already moisture in the cabbage. All right, so you don't have to add any water. Now Lanai with his gloves, okay, he's gonna mix it up.
You don't need to add any water or anything?
No, don't add any water. I just inhaled some of that kimchi powder. My nose is tickling. Go ahead, use 2 hands. I got this. Okay, so you, as Hawaii say, in Hawaiian we say lomi. You lomi it, you massage it, you move it around.
This is where the love comes from.
There you go. Okay. Keep moving it around, keep moving it around, okay? Now that, color-wise, we like it to be maybe a little bit more orangey,
So you kind of go add as you go.
Yep, kind of, yep. As you go, as it looks good to you, okay? With your hands a little bit, okay?
So is this the original powder that your dad came up from day one?
This has not changed.
Yeah. How many years now?
This is year 47 for No Foods of Hawaii. We're very proud of that. 1963 is when my father and my mother started this company. We now have offices in Los Angeles, California, and Honolulu, Hawaii. And as we said earlier, we get distribution across the country, even overseas. And we love hearing from you either by email or by Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Now,
Ooh.
Is it that good already?
I like it like that.
It's really fresh right now.
No.
I mean, you're not going to get any fresher kimchi than this. But what we now suggest you do is you take this and you put it in a jar. And you just, stuff it down in there. You can cap it, put it in the refrigerator, give it a day or two. Let that flavor soak in, and you'll have great tasting kimchi. Plus, kimchi now has been discovered to really kind of kickstart some of your gastrointestinal activities. So it's good for digestion, and there's some really good health properties to it.
Tell everybody where they can get the products.
Well, you can get it, like I said, at any store. If you're in Hawaii, any grocery store, even Long's, Marukai, Walmart. If you're on the mainland, you'll find it in any Asian store. You'll find it in Ralph's. You'll find it in Albertsons. I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of good stores out there, but go ask for it. Otherwise, write to us, call us. You can get it online.
Yes, nofoods.com, or go to our Twitter page at nofoods, or the Facebook page, which is No Foods. So send us a message and let us know where you're living and tell us if you can't find it or not.
And like we say in Hawaii, if can, can. If no can, then no can. We can.
Aloha.
Say yes to no.